सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Today I'll give the summary of the second chapter. In the second chapter, there are 3 vallis. And in those 3 vallis, in the first valli, there are 15 mantras. These are copy pens. The copy pen. The 15 mantras are divided as follows. The first and second mantra tells about the discipline of sensory control. The famous verse was Paranchikhani Vitranat Swayambhuhu. So that tells about the Damaha aspect or the Pratyahar aspect. So the challenge of a seeker is that he has lived a very strong instinctive life. Whatever comes in his senses, sense organ, he operates it immediately. With this operation of sense organ instinctively, he has developed a very extrovert tendency. Whatever you repeat, even if you repeat anything twice, it becomes stronger in your sense organ. Anything you repeat twice also, immediately it becomes your nature. So after that, difficulty will be there in withdrawing. Forget about repeating 10-20 times, then it's almost very difficult to withdraw after that. Just do it twice, thrice, then you are gone. This is the risk here. Therefore, first time only seeker should be very careful that I am going to lose the battle forever. So after losing first time, if you can, controlling is little easier than after losing 4th, 5th time. Then you will not be able to bring it back. So you will be living with the defeatist mindset. So I am defeated by my sense organs. This will be your mind. So first and second verses are the discipline, where it is mentioned that we are fighting our instinctive nature. Very few are seekers because very few dare to conquer. 99% people are sad because they live a defeated life. They are not living a life where they have tried to get over their perceptional weaknesses. So whatever comes in their sense organ, they just do it. So mastery should be born out of understanding. This is the first verse telling that. Some rare person. Therefore, Upanishad uses the word Kaschid Dhira Pratyagatmanam Aikshat. Some rare person, because it needs a pain in yourself to stop the flow of sensual pleasures. It needs the pain you have to go through that. If you can't go through that, then you will be gone. Second mantra says that if he does not control, so don't think he'll be happy, he'll be lost in the world. Parach, so kaman anuyanti bala, te mrityoryanti vittasya pasham. Don't see the book, don't see the book. When I'm talking, don't turn the pages back. This habit is very bad. And they turn it earlier. When I'm talking, just listen. Now I'm summarizing, you just listen and note it. So second verse is about the person going to new births. New births he is going, and he is onslaught of prarabdha will be there badly in his life and the future lives also. Therefore Upanishad is putting a little caution statement that this is why I'm talking to go back. So two mantras are there. Although the second chapter is the core of Upanishad because it talks about the Vedanta in a very concentrated form. Less of sadhana is mentioned, more of sadh is mentioned. So this is the second mantra. From the third mantra to the 13th mantra, third and 13th mantra, the central third to 13th mantra, the topic is the central theme called Atma Swarup Varnanam. Atma Swarup Varnanam. What is the meaning of that? What is the essential nature of the Atma? This is the subject from 3rd to 13th mantra. And what is that? What is mentioned here? That Atma is the nature of consciousness. Which consciousness? I had told also, number one, which is not the part, product and property of the matter or of the body. Atma has not come as the bodily thing. It is not a embodied Atma. It is not embodied Atma. This was the first point. Second is consciousness is an independent entity. Remember the example which I gave you. Example of a light falling on the flower. So light is not a product property of the flower. Number two, that light is independent entity which pervades the flower. And number three, that light is not limited by the boundaries of the flower. Similarly, the consciousness is not from the body. Consciousness is not coming out from the body. It is not the product that some matter has mixed and therefore there is a spark of consciousness in it. Consciousness is not the product of the matter. It is not the property of, as the doctors may say. Doctors will say, what doctors will say? They say because the heart has stopped functioning, therefore life has gone. Doctors will conclude like that. Doctors will say, because there is a heart failure or a kidney failure, therefore the person is dead or the consciousness is gone. What Vedanta will say? Vedanta will say that because the heart has failed, the expression of reflected consciousness has gone. Expression of reflected consciousness has gone. The medium is not apt to reflect the consciousness, reflect the expression of the consciousness. Because how can consciousness go when it is all pervading? The consciousness is not part, product and property of the body. So how can the consciousness go away? How can it pass away? So because yes, reflected consciousness is not having a suitable medium to express. That is true. But don't think that consciousness has gone. And what doctors will say? What is the meaning of conception? Conception, after the conception has happened, then consciousness came in the fetus. The baby had consciousness after, they use such words, after 4 months the consciousness came, 3 months, 2 months, whatever is there. Consciousness came and consciousness went away. Ab consciousness cannot come and go, as you know, because it will be born. If from inert thing you heard consciousness is born, then the consciousness will be inert, because the nature of the cause is in the effect also. Okay. And therefore consciousness cannot be born, because anything born means it was absent. So consciousness has nothing to do with the presence and absence of the body. Consciousness is not dependent on the body. And therefore second rule what you heard just now, that consciousness is the independent entity from the body which pervades the body. Not that it is inside the body. I had already explained that. And consciousness is not limited by the body also. And even if the body passes away, consciousness continues to exist. Consciousness continues to exist because it doesn't depend on the body. Even if this flower wilts away, the light will continue to exist. Light is not dependent on the existence of the flower. So this was the subject matter. I cannot go in detail because we are seeing the summary from the 3rd to 13th mantra. It needs our own reflection. More you reflect, more you will get the benefit of it. Lesser you reflect, lesser you will have the benefit. You will never be able to, knowledge will never help to cure your problems. Non-reflected knowledge doesn't help you in life. Like non-digested food doesn't contribute to your health. So non-reflected knowledge which you have not churned sufficiently, it won't take away the sorrows. So I become literate samsari, Vedantic samsari, well-informed sad person. I can quote also, I can give talks also, but this has not been gone into his system. This is the 3rd to 13th mantra was this subject. Okay. Now, so what do you mean to say that? What was the topic mentioned? Although the consciousness is all pervading, why consciousness is all pervading? Because it is present in the deep sleep also, where there is no experience of time and space. So absence of time and space itself is called infinite or all-pervasive. All-pervasive means that in the consciousness there is no space. Spatial limitation is not there. Absence of spatial limitation is not there. That is called what? It is called all pervasive. So this we saw. How the Upanishad presented the same fact. How did it present? So it expresses in various ways because of the difference in the quality of medium. So these were in three levels. There was Samashti Avyakt, Samashti subtle body, and Samashti gross body. Macrocosmic unmanifest called Maya, not issue. Reflection is the issue. Macrocosmic subtle body, and thus macro. The reflection is called Hiranyagar. Macrocosmic subtle body is not Hiranyagar. Macrocosmic gross body. I knew somebody will say Virat. I'm repeating it repeatedly. That reflection is called Virat, not the macrocosmic body. Don't get confused. I gave you the example also. There is something called body, there is something called person. When dead body is there, you don't say person is there. You say body is there. Body without the reflected consciousness is called body. And body with the reflected consciousness is called person. When the body is lying on the floor, dead body, you don't say person is lying. You say body is lying. You don't say person is lying. Why? Because he doesn't have a touch of reflected consciousness. Only subtle body is not called Virat. Cosmic subtle body, Hiranyagar. Cosmic subtle body along with the reflected consciousness is called Hiranyagar. Cosmic gross body along with the reflected consciousness is called Virat. So there were three things came up: Vyashti, Samashti, microcosmic and macrocosmic. So Vyashti, subtle body, Vyashti means microcosmic. So Upanishad, just to clarify this nature of the consciousness, which nature? These four aspects, which I just now mentioned, these four aspects, it is using a tactics, some technique to drive this point home. And then it said that the consciousness Hiranyagarbha is same as Tejas. Don't ask what is that. Virat is same as Vishwa and Ishwar is same as Pragya. Means what? That conditioning does not make the thing by which is conditioned different. Conditioning, different walls of conditioning do not create a differences in the unconditioned thing. Right? If the kitchen space, one space is called kitchen, other is called pot, other is called drawing room, third is called mandir, the temple. That means does not mean the temple space is different and the hall space is different. The walls do not make the unconditioned different. Similarly, the essential consciousness has not changed. This was the way. And therefore it was, I had remembered, I had said Sopadhik and Nirupadhik. Upadhi word you had heard. So he goes in the form of, there is no plurality. There is no manyness of consciousness. So no modification of consciousness, no manyness of consciousness. This was the topic till the 13th verse, from 3rd to 13th verse. And it was said, Yadeveha tadamutra, Yadamutra tadanveha, Mrityos mrityumapnoti yaya nanev pashyati. Only what is here is there, what is there is here. That means in both the places there is unconditioned consciousness. But I don't see that. I see manyness. I feel I am different, he is different, I am small, I am big. Well, if you see that, the problem will be very, very serious. What serious problem is there? Serious problem will be when you think yourself as finite, you will go and rush out to the outside world to get completeness from somebody. You get through money, you get to somebody to completeness. This will strengthen your ignorance and strengthen your ahankar. Strengthening of the worldly desire is a big loss, because that is going to take me to another birth to fulfill that desire, and that is going to give me new prarabdha also. Okay, so because of this strong desire that I have, because I want to complete myself, why we want to rush out with somebody? Because I feel that person completes me. देखो क्या illusion हो जाता है. And actually that person will bring more incompleteness. Just wait in time. What you think will complete you will bring more incompleteness. Because you are dialing a wrong number. Your incompleteness is somewhere else and you are asking something else. Do you think Bill Gates has got completeness? Bill Gates, who is a multi-billionaire, not ordinary millionaire, is not a millionaire. Once upon a time he was the richest person of the world. They have completeness. Or you think what is this? Donald Trump has completeness. As far as power is concerned, in any country they go, whole country is on high alert. They travel in the aircraft which cannot be hit by a missile. They travel in a car where a tire cannot get punctured. That tire is punctured, they are calling somebody to repair it. If the tire is punctured, immediately another tire comes up. Around then, 100 of security people are there. They have completeness. Such big people. And you see there, they have anger also, they have passion also, they have frustration also. Their ratings come down, their ratings go up. People say some things, every day they get some comment. They are trolled in the internet, in the blog. Trolling is there. Anybody comments anything, more people you know, more you are easily commented upon. Completeness doesn't come. Incompleteness is in the nature of my misunderstanding. If the incompleteness is in misunderstanding, it should go by understanding. Outer things, if you don't have a room to live, then by understanding room won't come. You have to really get a room. Because the room is not there outside. If you don't have a warm clothes, so by understanding warm clothes won't come, because it is external thing. And this thing we apply here only. Therefore, Upanishad gives a very stern warning. It says you will go from death to death. Yah nanev pashyati. Now 14th and 15th verse is the benefit of this vision and loss of the vision. If you remember, there was example given of the water falling on the mountain top. When the water or rain falls on the mountain top, it gets scattered all around. Similarly, one who has the vision of duality. What is duality? I am different, world is different, Ishwar is different. He is 5 kinds of duality I had told. Jeev duality, Jeev Jagat, etc. So if duality is there, you are under the sway of vasanas, under the sway of various kinds of action, desires, ignorance. So, after that what will happen? Again mrityu samrityam apnoti. So this is the Dvait Darshan. Supposing somebody has Advait Darshan, non-dual vision. If a person has non-dual vision, Yatha yathodakam shuddhe shugdam asiktam tadrgev bhavati. Example was given of a pure water being mixed in a big pool, etc. So what will happen? Tadrgev bhavati, he becomes like that. So Advaita Darshan means he becomes the Brahman only. He has nothing to lose, nothing to gain, nothing to go anywhere, nothing to say. So he is fulfilled and he is the last birth because there is no receiver of the fruit of action. He is not the one who is attacked by the prarabdha because there is no receiver of the prarabdha. There is no aham sukhi, aham dukhi, I am sad, I am happy. This bhav is not there. So this was the 2.1. I hope it is clear. This is how the thought had developed there. Now in 2.2, what is the 2.2 mentioning in that? So in 2.2, the oneness of Jivatma and Paramatma is mentioned. So first 7 mantras are described from individual angle. Puram Mekadashadvaram, etc. etc. Ajasram avakrachetasaha. Remember that? So there was body was described as one Puram, one city. So that was individual angle. And then it was mentioned that it is not because of pran and apan body is living. Na pranena, na panena, martyo jivati kaschana, itarena tu jivanti yasminnetau pashidau. It is living through somebody else because pran by itself is inert. And every composition is for something which is not the part of the composition. What was the Sanskrit word for that? What was the Sanskrit word for that? Sanghatasya pararthatvat. So this body is also a composition. The pran is also inert. If pran is inert, so that pran which is inert should be for something which is conscious or sentient. Okay. In that case, so because of pran, body cannot be there because pran also should be for somebody, something. Why pran is inert? Why pran is inert? Anybody will say? Anybody? Why pran is inert? This is one reason. Any other reason? Pran is the energy aspect. Energy is inert. Every energy is inert because it decays. You assimilate it. You have more energy, less energy. So energy is not a conscious thing. And second, one more thing. So inert, one definition I told you that what does not know itself and no others is inert. Second definition was that which is known by something else. Yad drishyam tad jadam. One definition is whatever is seen is inert. Like body is inert because it is known. It is an object of perception. So pran is also inert. Now because pran is inert, therefore the pran also cannot be the cause of life. Normally we see outside, when we see, the doctor will say, okay, pran is not there, therefore there is what? Person is dead. Person is dead because no pran is there. Respiratory system is not there. But that pran itself is dependent on the consciousness. Remember that. I had already explained all these things. So, na pranena, na, very famous mantras are there. So that, what do you mean to say? I mean to say that these mantras they are telling, and then Ham Saha, Shuchishad, Antariksha, etc. etc. It was said that is everywhere. So Atma is also described from the macro angle. Micro angle, then macro angle. I hope that you remember that. Even if you don't remember the verses, at least you remember how the theme had developed. One tact you have to try how the thought development has taken place in a particular section. If you know that, it will be easy for you to reflect on that. Sometimes take your nose out of the book and think also how it had developed. And then you will have more, clarity in the vision. Then, remember 3 examples we are given of Agni, Vayu and Surya. Yes. That fire is there. One was all pervasive fire. Other was fire which is in the different form, manifest fire and unmanifest fire. Agnir yathaiko bhuvanam pravishtaha rupam rupam pratirupo babuva. Remember that? Ekas tata sarva bhutantaratma. So there was one atma, like the one fire expresses as many manifest fires. Similarly, one self is there, it manifests through all the subtle bodies. As this person. So 3 examples were there. Agni to tell about various forms, and Vayu to tell about the asangata, and Surya example was to tell about illumination. Good. So that was illumination was there. 3 example had 3 angles also. Okay. So these are 3 examples. Then 1 or 2 verses came. How many verses were there? I think in that second. 15th verse. Okay. Then it was said Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman Tamatmastham Yenu Pashyanti Dhiraha Tesham Shantim Shashvatim Netaresham. So he is the eternal among all non-eternals. That means all non-eternal is superimposed on the eternal. All the inert is superimposed on the consciousness. This was the subject matter, if you remember. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. Similarly, that distributes the. What was the meaning of Eko Bahunam? Who distributes the desire? Being one, it distributes all the desired object. That consciousness distributes the desired object means that alone expresses as Ishwar through the conditioning of Maya. That is called the Ishwar aspect. So this completed the second valli of the second chapter.